This vehicle was developed at the Kamov Helicopter Design Bureau in 1959 and was intended for operation in the northern regions of the USSR. Sever 2 was a body of a production car mounted on skis, driven by a 9-cylinder aircraft engine with a volume of 10 liters and a capacity of 260 horsepower. The engine was equipped with a 3-blade variable pitch propeller with a device for putting it into reverse mode when braking. The engine was started by the driver using compressed air from a cylinder. The engine ran on aviation gasoline. The front suspension, steering components and parts, and the front double seat were also borrowed from the production car. The rear suspension struts were taken from a production helicopter. The designers only had to put together the finished products, supplementing them with newly created hoods, skis, engine mount, as well as oil and 2 fuel tanks. The latter were located under the front wings of the body. To ensure the safety of passengers and the crew of the vehicle, the propeller rotation zone had a tubular fence. The average annual mileage of Sever 2 ranged from 12,000 to 15,000 kilometers with an average speed of 30 to 35 kilometers per hour. The routes of movement passed both on virgin snow and on hummock ice at temperatures up to 45 to 50 degrees Celsius below zero. In total, about 100 copies of the Sever 2 were produced. To this day, only one has survived, which is located in the Moscow Region Museum. This turboelectric tractor, abbreviated as TET, was created in the USSR in the 70s of the 20th century. His main task was the reclamation of salt marshes, and this is the kind of work in which marches on the roads are combined with crawling through the mud and heavy plowing. That is, you need both tracks and wheels. Therefore, the designers made lowered caterpillar trolleys perpendicular to the wheels. On wheels, he could drive to the place of work, lower the tracks, turn the tractor driver's seat 90 degrees and work in the field. By the way, the tracked carts could be removed, and then it turned out to be just a mighty wheeled tractor. The transmission, judging by the name of the tractor, was electric. This made it possible to obtain maximum traction at low speed. A huge machine weighing more than 32 tons was equipped with a 700 horsepower tank diesel engine. The nominal tractive effort on the Caterpillar track was 18 tons. Unfortunately, after the tests, the car did not go into production.
Today, on the grounds of the Military Engineering Academy in the Moscow region, a unique Soviet design, unique in the world, has been rusting for years in the sun and rain. The Redut armored vehicle was a veritable bunker on wheels, capable of being buried underground. The future bunker was based on an 8-wheeled MAZ-543 heavy-duty truck with a payload of 19.6 tons. The engine was a 12-cylinder, 39-liter tank diesel engine producing 525 horsepower and 1,400 Newton-meters. This power was sufficient to propel the 39-ton vehicle to 60 kilometers per hour on the highway, while consuming 80 liters of fuel per 100 kilometers. The 8-wheeled vehicle had 440 millimeters of ground clearance. It could easily cross fords up to 110 centimeters deep without prior preparation, as well as slopes of up to 30 degrees. All 4 axles of the vehicle were driven, and the wheels were single-tire, equipped with wide-profile tires with extended tread to improve cross-country performance on various soils. The Redut was equipped with 7 brackets with vertical hydraulic jacks, as well as a soil dumper mounted on the roof, allowing the vehicle to be quickly released from cover. According to the engineers, the maximum level of protection for the wheeled command post was ensured by driving the vehicle into a pre-prepared pit. After this, the vehicle would completely dig in, turning into a full-fledged bunker. The Redut could dig into a prepared pit in just half an hour and emerge from it in the same amount of time. If necessary, the Redut's command staff could dig in and remain in the bunker for up to 10 days. Its autonomous support equipment made this possible. The usable area of the protected body was 26 square meters, accommodating 10 people and various equipment. The vehicle's crew consisted of 2. Unfortunately, this unique development never went into production. According to some reports, the Soviet Minister of Defense deemed the project too expensive. Ultimately, only one prototype was built, permanently mothballed on the grounds of the Military Engineering Academy outside Moscow. It remains rusting there to this day.
One of the unique cars produced during Soviet times was the heavy sedan MAZ 541. Its dimensions, weight and technical characteristics are still impressive. Cannot even believe that this car, which in appearance resembles a passenger car, was created for towing aircraft weighing up to 85 tons. Overall dimensions were almost 8 meters long, about 3.5 meters wide and 2 meters and 80 centimeters high. The weight of the car reached 28 tons. The maximum speed was 30 kilometers per hour. Fuel consumption was 130 liters per 100 kilometers. The engine was a 12-cylinder tank diesel with a volume of 39 liters and a power of 500 horsepower. The car was also equipped with a 5-speed manual transmission with 3 speeds for forward movement and 2 for backward movement. MAZ-541 had 4-wheel drive, with the front axle being disconnectable. Of the design features, it can also be noted that the front and rear wheels of this car were of different diameters. This was done taking into account the fact that the main load fell on the rear of the car. Inside there were 2 rows of sofa-type seats. Despite the fact that the sedan had 4 doors, access to the inside of the car was only through the front doors. The rear ones were used for technical purposes. Also, the MAZ-541 embodied the original design solution, the use of 2 jobs of the car operator, which were located diagonally. When driving in reverse, the driver did not have to control the car by mirrors or turning around in half a turn. He just switched to the second steering wheel and drove up to the plane with jewelry accuracy. MAZ-541 served in Aeroflot for almost 20 years, and production was completed in the late 70s. Officially were produced 3 airfield cars. However, this did not prevent the MAZ-541 from going down in history as one of the heaviest sedans in the world. This incredible car was built in 1967. Its frame consisted of 2 parts. At the front was a fiberglass cabin, behind which were 2 vertical racks supported by 2 pairs of single-pitched wheels with electric drives. In the rear there was an engine and a cargo platform. 2 180 horsepower engines were used as the motor. The first engine was located in the middle of the car and rotated a 120 kilowatt DC generator to drive all the electric motors of the front wheels. In the rear part of the body there was a second engine of the same type, which worked with a hydromechanical transmission. It was used as a backup power unit only to drive the rear axle and was used on the highway or when entering the terrain. The main interest of this car is that behind the cabin, at a distance of 2 meters from each other, 2 active aircraft support rotary racks were vertically located, which allowed changing the ground clearance within a fairly wide range. The racks together with the wheels could be rotated at an angle of up to 90 degrees. At the same time, all 4 wheels had a system of automatic tire inflation and pressure regulation. The maximum speed of the car on the highway was 60 km per hour, off-road 10-20 km per hour. The minimum turning radius was 5 meters. After successful tests, the car was recommended for serial production. But considering the costs of production and the feasibility of the project, it was decided to terminate it. So the unique machine remained in a single copy, the fate of which is unknown.